I used to be a fan of Simone Biles. Not necessarily a fan of gymnastics, but I was a fan of Simone Biles. Primarily because I felt like she was being unfairly attacked by liberal women that embraced feminism and did not want her family and her household to be strong. They came after her for celebrating her marriage. And I said, you know what? That's not right. That's not right. That should not happen. I don't agree with it. We stand with Simone Biles. Only for her to ruin our vision of her. Not that it really matters, because I'm sure that she's going to be rich for the rest of her life. I'm sure that she has the sponsorships and she's meeting expectations of the sponsorships. I'm sure that Simone will be fine, but there has been a backlash. See, when you a winner, when you winning, everything gets swept under the rug. Nobody worries about what it is that you do. Trust me, I know. In a smaller thing, in a smaller way, I get it. I get it. I'm toxic, for example. I'll illustrate this before we go into this into the show. Let me put on my toxic. I'm toxic, for example. I don't look at myself as toxic in a negative way. I look at myself as toxic in a positive way. There's some toxic positivity that comes along with it too. But you know why I can get away with it? Because I'm a winner. Same thing, different person. It translates differently. If a guy is toxic but he's poor, that's called harassment. That's called being dusty. That's called unwanted attention. Why is he talking to me? Girl, get away from him. I'm not letting you go home with him. That's what that is. If he's toxic but he's poor, it don't hit the same. Ooh, you dress like you from the 2000s. But if you toxic and you rich, oh, I see you with the throwback on. Yeah. You throwback time today. I like that. I like that. It's different. If you toxic and you poor, you abusive. Verbally abusive, the whole 9 yards. If you toxic and you rich and you a winner, if you a winner and you toxic, that's not called being verbally abusive. That's called being stern in your words to ensure that I'm protecting you against yourself. Being stern in your words and I'm taking control of the situation. No. You just not used to masculinity. Sit down for a second and let me talk. Sit down over there. I'm going to deal with you later. Let me go and handle this business. Say that when you're poor and see how that gets you. What? They're going to pick up that phone. They're going to go on TikTok. And my ex was a narcissist. But if you're doing well in life and you're a winner, he not no narcissist. He just masculine. He just know what it means to be a man. That's the difference. That's the difference. But Simone is now starting to teeter on toxic. Why? Because none of these stories was popping up and nobody was actually telling their story. Nobody was Me Tooing her when she was just winning and she was just winning. Guys was on her side. Women was on her side. All of that stuff, right? It's no such thing as a toxic winner. No such thing as a toxic winner. It's not. It's like Jordan. If you had a Jordan mentality but you were still poor, oh, you a stalker. If you got a Jordan mentality and you're a winner, oh, he's obsessed with success. Anyways, Simone is now, you like that? You like that, Ida B. Wells? Simone is now considered a bully. She's being called out by several different people, including one person that pulled up on Fox News and said, Simone, she is a bully, and we're used to it. And so what you see happening online is a reflection of who she is in real life.
Olympic gymnast Michaela Skinner joins me now.
Like winners
Michaela,
are real?
thank you so much for being with us here today. I would love to ask you a little more about why you decided to post something. This seemed to be a fight between Riley and Simone on a much bigger and broader issue. But you put your statement out there, and I'm curious, what was the impetus?
Well, throughout my career, there's been many times where I have been belittled and bullied by Simone and have wanted to keep quiet for the other athletes. And there has been just many times through my Olympic journey and through camps, training, everything that we have gone through have been multiple times where she has come and belittled all of us. And I've wanted to stay silent through this because she has a huge platform to have people speak up and stand by her side. And I have kept quiet to not make any more disruptions through the athletes of college and through the Olympics.
Oh, oh, Simone, you a bully. See, before she said that nonsense about trans participating in women's sports, everybody was on her side. Now everybody wanted me too. You know what? I was quiet because I was trying to protect the other athletes. And I know she has a huge, huge following. And so I didn't want to say anything. But now I feel compelled to speak up because I'm tired of being silent. I'm tired of being silent. The last thing that you want, ladies and gentlemen, the last thing that you want is a cute white woman, young, that is accomplished and decorated and had some level of success coming out and saying that I didn't want to say anything, but now I have to say something because I want to speak out for the other victims. That is the words that you don't want to hear as a black woman, as a black man, as a successful person. The last thing you want to hear is a small, pixie, long-haired white woman, young, saying that I need to speak out for the other victims. You might as well just go ahead and wrap it up, big dog. Now, I'm pretty sure that Simone can get through this because it's Simone Biles, but I'm telling you that this might be the beginning. This might be the beginning of something bigger. I don't know. Let me see what else she got to say.
But what changed now? You thought that Simone weighing in on the transgender athlete debate and going after Riley meant that now you should no longer stay quiet about your experiences?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I stand by Riley and for the amazing way that she is helping athletes to fight for women. Now that I have a daughter, it really helps me to want to stand by Riley's side because I want the future of women's gymnastics and women's sports in general to have fairness, and that she is able to speak up and stand for us to be able to have fairness in women's sports is amazing, and I am so
She
grateful
looked
for
just
it.
like Riley. Most white women, they got a prototype. You know what I'm saying? If it's a white woman that's put together well, she got a strong father. Her parents maybe have a little bit of money. They usually gonna look like this. If they don't, then they gonna look a little bit more dusty. They may put on a little bit more weight. Um, you know, white women that are not as well off, sometimes they eat a little bit more. Um, yeah, yeah. This is the prototypical look. This is the private school white woman look right here. Most of them look like this. If they go to an all girls school, they live in a well to do neighborhood. They usually have highlights, sometimes extensions. Usually they drive a Jeep. Usually it's not. Lately it's been a Bronco. They go and get a Bronco, get a Jeep, all of that stuff. But they pretty much look like this. This is pretty much it right here. If you live in the suburbs of any major community, in a well-to-do community, they usually wear a cross to represent something that their father gave them or something like that. This is their look. This is the look of the white woman.
And for the future of my daughter and future women athletes.
Well, Michaela, you said in your statement, and you said with me here today, that for years you'd experienced what amounted to bullying. You said belittling you and other people around Simone Biles, and you gave the impression it happened on numerous occasions, camps. I'm assuming the Olympic team environment.
I'm right,
Can you tell us a little more
K-Su.
about that? What type of behavior are you describing?
Yeah, so one of the big incidents happened last year during the Olympic Games. I had multiple fans reach out that wanted me to go publicly live on a YouTube live and to make a YouTube video commentating Olympic trials, just because I know gymnastics, I've been to the Olympics, and to share my experiences and the process that goes into it, and everybody had loved it. And then during my short 15-minute YouTube video, they had taken a clip from it
like
and
niece,
had
Jordan.
twisted my words, and it had gone viral. And then the bullying had happened. Simone and I had had a conversation and thought things had died down. More had started to play into it throughout the Olympic Games, and I was getting bullied. My publicist was also getting bullied, hateful threats, comments, and comments on my family and my daughter. And I had reached out to Simone personally and got no response from the girls.
Tootie says, where the hell are you getting this from? Most white girls are not in private schools driving Jeeps. We grew up poor. You're wrong. You've been watching too much TV. No, you are wrong. You grew up poor. That's not what a lot of other white girls are experiencing. Now, I will give you the fact that I didn't say that most white girls grew up in a private school. I said white girls that grew up in a well-to-do neighborhood. Some of them go to private schools. This is the prototypical look of them. Now, Tutty Bug, you know I love you, but you just wasn't privileged. You wasn't a part of the crew. You was the redheaded stepchild, baby. I'm sorry. I gotta give it to you, Tutty. I love you, Tutty, but you just wasn't a part of the in crowd. You said most of y'all grew up poor. No, you was just a part of the poor ones. Tutty. You the type to like black guys. I love you, Tutty, but I gotta tell you the truth. You the type to like black guys. Over here in Michigan, we could find your type in Taylor, Melvindale, and Hazel Park. Tutty, listen, you just wasn't exposed to that life. I'm just gonna be real with you, Tutty. You wasn't exposed to that life. Real talk. Taylor, Melvindale, Hazel Park. You like black guys, Tutty? Tutty, you like black guys? I know your type, Tutty. I was literally the redheaded stepchild. I know. Listen, the one thing that I could do for a living, if I wasn't a YouTuber, if I wasn't a software engineer, I could profile. I know how to profile. I'll be accurate as hell. Pontiac, y'all. Yeah. Pontiac. Stephanie say I disagree with how white women look. So you think that white women look differently? Stephanie? Your name is Stephanie, though. A lot of y'all white girls, y'all borderline black girls. Oh. If there's a white girl in the chat that disagrees, then let me know. I grew up lower middle class. Steph says I grew up lower middle class, and looking back, I'd be considered well off. I don't know anything about your type. You've never met my type. Oh my God. Why do women and white women think that they like don't you know that y'all all the same? All women are the same. Y'all all like the same thing. That's just the facts. Y'all all like the same thing. If any of my snow bunnies, and you know I love y'all snow bunnies, but I get on everybody. It just is what it is. If any of my snow bunnies want to call in, let me know. If any of my snow bunnies want to call in, let me know. Correct me. Correct me. Correct me. Give it to me. Tell me that I'm wrong and help me to understand. All you got to do is say it, and I'll drop the link in the chat. I won't even blink about it. I know y'all tight. Oh, I know your type. I know y'all tight. You can't trick me. One thing I do know about white women, though, is that y'all go through a transformation. Y'all some wild girls in high school and college. Y'all some wild girls. Y'all had y'all past well. You had your past well. I know it. I know it. Had your past well. It's crazy. Crazy some of the things that y'all was doing in high school. But once y'all get married, all of a sudden we don't know your type. You think you different just because just because you in a different situationship now? It only take 1 minute to unlock you, put you right back in the mindset that you was in before you got there. That's the honest to God truth. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. What, you think that you're reformed? Until you're not. Until you're not. You, listen, all of that, whatever it is that you put on, it's still there. Just got to peel back the layers.